Hi, everybody. About kind of day two. Oh my god. Okay. As I stated before, there's some animes that are coming out. Now, I've stated already about Bleach. It's July 25th, unfortunately. However, I decided not to do another anime series episode reviews. However, I'm going to do a few first impressions and some anime series reviews. Which brings us to this. Okay, this is out of the norm. I usually do not, and I mean this highly 100%, do not review, well, not review, first impressions on an anime this early. We've only had 2 episodes, but I just couldn't contain my. Oh my god. Okay. Bear with me. There's also going to be another first impressions, which is not really in the same frame as this one. The other first impressions has to do with this anime called Heavy Night. Um, that's more a first impressions because of the animation, and I want to give my thoughts on it. But let's get our thoughts on this. I've never experienced an anime this is crazy. Kaiju Girl Caramelise. I can't say the last one. I'm just going to say Kaiju Girl. This show is freaking insane. As a Godzilla fan, this goes way over the deep end. So, logistically speaking, is a manga made into an anime. Now, the manga is pretty old. I just did a little research on it. Started in February of 2018. So we're looking at over 5 years. So this is the concept that So there's this girl named Kora Akashi. Is an introverted, quiet, and seemingly normal high school girl. Though accustomed to being alone, her dreary days begin to change when she meets Arata Minami, a bright and handsome boy in her class. Despite his popular status, he is kind enough to teach her to reach out to an outcast like her. Soon, Koro finds her heart begins to pound around him. It keeps pounding and pounding and pounding until Koro transforms into a monstrous kaiju. She has a certain affliction. As her embarrassment grows, so do the monstrous appendages from her body. And when it hits peak, she unleashes the full extent of her transformation. At the same time, Beauty meets the kaiju, and Japan faces off against a looming threat of a mysterious monster. Can Minami accept her feelings, or will he be too frightened off by her colossal form? Depending on his decision, the world may experience the full devastation of a girl's heart-pumping, youthful love. Now, as sad as that is, the anime goes. Now, like I said, I don't do this. I don't. Usually, first impressions, I like to give it time to breathe. Like when I did the other first impressions of Gamins and Snowballers, I waited like 5 episodes. This is 2. But I just couldn't contain. I had to. I had no choice. Now, the first episode isn't that bad. Isn't as crazy. I mean, she transforms and everything. It's not that crazy. Episode 2, however, yeah, they kind of went off the deep end. I'll explain. But basically, episode 1, she basically sees Minami and she is with him. They're going to eat pancakes, and it's lovely. And then she gets spotted by these a lot of mean girls in this store. These mean girls are mean to her all the time. Anyway, and he grabs her hand and runs with her. And then her hand transforms into the kaiju. And then her emotions, her feelings for him just explode, and she transforms into this form. The design of the kaiju, I'm not going to lie, it looks like fucking Godzilla. Now, there is some difference. When she transforms, the back has the dorsal plates. But what's funny is that one of the dorsal plates go like really like jagged, and they're like 3 feet up in the air, and one of them has the shape of a heart. And her form has horns on her head. It is unbelievable. But she does look like Godzilla. But here's the thing. It doesn't stop there. In episode 2, this is probably the only time I'm really going to say real spoilers here, which I just mentioned, which is not really a big spoiler, because you know she's going to transform anyway. We get introduced to this other character named Manatsu Tomosato. Manatsu is, let's just say she kind of loves kaiju. You know, loves them so much that she wants a kaiju to step on her. Now, when we first see her, she's like hugging Minami. And she gets jealous and she runs away. Koro. But then she goes to Koro's house. This girl goes to Koro's house in a sleeping bag. That looks like Mothra! I'm not joking. This is no joke. It's Mothra's caterpillar form that she's sleeping in. And it's like, she goes like, I love kaijus. And because her father was apparently in some kind of rich guy who's involved in kaiju movies or something. I don't really the whole spiel from that. But even when she's talking to her, she's like, she then states, Koro basically says, oh, she's like, oh, you can communicate to him. I forgot the name of the monster she calls it. A specific name. But anyway, you can communicate to him, so you're a priestess. And legitimately, they show 2 twins with a shadow of Mothra. They even show you Mothra coming out of a cocoon. They're making heavy references to Godzilla. To Mothra, to the whole shebang. Now, there's a clue that was shown in episode 1 where we see, and it's funny, her mother's another crazy character. Her mother has a dog who calls him Jumbo King. And she has this egg that's purple. I'll let you make the references here of what that means. Personally, I think, yeah, Koro came out of the egg. This show is, without a doubt, the most insane show I've seen this summer season. There's some good shows this summer season. There are a lot of good shows. There's one where it's an orphanage and these girls and boys, young age, are out to kill people. And they die on a daily basis. There's a ton of fantasy shows this summer. Some comedy ones, some serious ones. One about a guy who inherits this grass field. But let's focus on this show. I can't give this anything less because of how crazy it is. I'm going to go ham here. I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. I know it's only 2 episodes, but I have to. As far as the animation's concerned, it's pretty good. It is. I will say that much to an extent. Like I said, I like the design of when she transforms. It is very Godzilla-like, but we obviously have the added horns on the top. We have a different design of the dorsal plates. So it's a little bit different, and it is purple and pink. Of course, Godzilla wouldn't be caught dead with purple and pink. But hey, in the MonsterVerse series movies, he had pink dorsal plates, so go figure. But overall, I am enjoying this. But I'm just utterly shocked that... Now, the thing is, though, with anime, certain animes try to go... What they do is they gloss over it. So they make things different than what they're shown. So because for example, like, when we see, like, the girl who was crazy about Kaiju's talking to Kuro, she references Mothra, but you don't actually see, well, you kind of see, but it's colored in a way where it looks nothing like Mothra. So that's why, in a certain extent, it can get away with it. But I cannot believe how insane this anime is. And, surprising because, as I said, the manga's only been since 2018. I mean, it took this long for it to get an anime, but still at the same time, this is really like the second kaiju-themed anime I've seen. First one being Kaiju number 8, obviously. But, Kaiju number 8 is more serious and more, grounded in what it's trying to do. But with this is a freaking romance comedy they're pulling off as a sci-fi seinen supernatural show. Which, I'm like, where did this come from? But least to say, I'm sorry if people are pushed back by my rating, but I can't help it. This show is amazing. It's just, this concept is groundbreaking, in my opinion. Because obviously, like I stated before, the whole point is that if she falls in love, she transforms into a freaking kaiju. And there was even a scene where she almost stepped on the Mean Girls. I was like, damn. She had stepped on them. It's so funny. She transforms again in episode 2, and that girl's there. She's like, oh. This is definitely, and like I said, I'm probably gonna do some more anime series reviews as we go along in the season. Right now, all it's gonna be is Bleach from the end of July into August. But for this series, I'm highly looking into it, and I suggest everyone else does too. Give it a chance. If you're not into kaijus, it's not your cup of tea, at least stay for the comedy, because this is hilarious shit. It is. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you like this? Do you not like this? Did it shock you? Because it really freaking shocked me. Godzilla references. What the hell? But I'll see you guys later, and peace.